I'm trying desperately not to hate TikTok right now. The lack of views makes me want to punch a wall. Like, what has changed? What has changed? I can't figure it out, and it's driving me insane. How is everybody today? Are you good? I did my challenge. Proud of myself. I did a lot today, actually. None of it has resulted in any additional income. So, please get readings tonight. If you're going to do anything, either book a live reading tonight with me or get one on my link of my profile, or become a subscriber tonight to help support my channel, because it's tough out here in these mean streets of TikTok where they don't put your stuff into the feed, and they don't, like, people are like, I don't see your stuff in my FYP. I mean, why would you? Why would you choose to follow someone and then actually see their stuff? That would make sense. What would make more sense is if you see a bunch of shit you don't care about and don't want to see and have to keep scrolling past. That makes more sense. But if you didn't, most of you probably didn't see it because nobody's seeing my stuff, but I finished my vision board. Yay! I did this vision board for the 24-hour virtual spa retreat, which Nicole was at. Hey, Tanya. And Nicole's here. She's one of my prayers, and it was really awesome. And what we decided that we're going to do is, rather than open the retreat each month to sell tickets for the live retreat, we're going to keep the core people who attended the first retreat, and we're going to continue working together for the next year. We're not going to charge them. They just got lucky. They bought a ticket the first time, and they're going to get to go every single month, which is kind of cool. And then we're just going to have them track their progress and let us know after a year of doing these retreats once a month how it has affected them, whether or not they've achieved some of their dreams. But the good news is you'll still be able to participate in the retreats and try them out on your own. We're only going to charge $33 for access to all the recorded content that I made on the day of the live, and a complete guide, so that you can either take the retreat by yourself, or you can invite your friends to do a virtual one with you and basically guide everybody through it, kind of like a book club or whatever. So every single month there's going to be new content that's coming out. It will be $33 per each retreat. You can choose to do one or all of them if you want, and see how you do as you go through the year. The first one should be available by the end of this week. I have a goal to work on it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I just basically have to get the web page up so that the whole schedule is there, and all of the discussion things that we talked about, and the links to the video content that was recorded for you. So I'm really excited to be able to offer that. It's super inexpensive. The proceeds are going to me and the 2 other creators who took time and energy to make it happen. And we're just going to keep doing it every month and give you new content and new activities to do. But this was the one we did. We did the Envision Your Life retreat. And so one of the activities that we did was to do vision boarding together, which actually was really fun. It kind of, we only had like an hour or so to work on it. So it was basically, we just got started with it, and then the last couple of days we've sort of been finishing it up on our own at home, and I put mine all together today. I'm super proud of it. I tried to include as many elements as I could, not just of what I would like my home, because I'm trying to manifest a home to live in Massachusetts with my son, which is why I put Will's and my house up here to like manifest that we live in the same place. I even included this, I love this symbol that said, I dwell in possibility. And I even included this image of this little girl in her room, because even though my ovaries are almost all dried up, I still hold out hopes that I will have a daughter, and her name will be Roma. So I even included her here to hold the space for her. If she comes, great. If not, I feel the spirit baby energy there, so I think she will come in. This fucking bathroom, holy shit. Okay, it has a shower room, and look at this fucking tub. Like, can I have this now, please? I put labor of love here because I want to make sure that any of the labor that I do in my life is done in that state, in a loving state. I put a little globe to indicate that I would like to be able to travel more. I put references to being balanced. First of all, I gave myself a compliment, such a great balance, because I have been doing a good job with being more balanced. And then I put balancing up here somewhere to be like balancing and to know that it's always something that's going to be happening. It's always in process. I put eggs. I can't eat them, but I love this picture of them. And also to represent fertility and rebirth, new life, new beginnings. I put fruit. You have to have lemons or citrus fruit. That's like a isn't that a feng shui thing? But and apples to indicate, green apples to indicate prosperity and abundance. The mirrors, I tried to put a couple mirrors on to keep me reflecting upon any changes that might come, and also the idea of mirroring that occurs in relationships, to remind myself that whatever's going on in my relationship is a mirror for me to kind of figure out what's going on internally. That's pretty much everything. It was cool. I actually did this inside of my planner, so I will be able to kind of take it out and look at it all the time. I feel like, I know sometimes they say to hang it in a place where you see it all the time, but there's something to be said for opening something up and looking at it and like taking the time to study it versus just you get used to it being on your wall and you don't even see it anymore. So I kind of like that anytime I go to use my planner, which is something that I try to do to help with my executive functioning disorder, that I will always be tempted to open this up and look at it. I also like that it felt like a dollhouse in the end. Like it seemed like there was kind of this dollhouse energy, which I love dollhouses. Especially this backyard with this freaking cool indoor-outdoor room thing. I want that so much. And this open door showing that I'm open to receiving everything that I am envisioning for myself. So it was really fun to do. And I hope that you do take advantage of the guided retreat once it's available to you. We thought about the price a lot. At first we were going to charge like half of what the retreat costs, and then I was like, I really want people to be able to do this, and I feel like $33 is what you would pay for a personal reading, and it's affordable. You can be able to, you can either purchase it for yourself and share it with people, or you can have your friends also purchase to help support me. But there's not going to be like gatekeeping, like if you buy it you can't share it with your friends. I want everybody to be able to enjoy it. And when you do it as a group together, I recommend about 5 or 6 people. Too many people and there's not enough time for people to discuss their experiences, which is really what we discovered, because at first I was going to allow 30 participants. Didn't sell that many tickets and was disappointed at first, and then once we started the day I was like, holy shit, this never would have worked if we had 30 people. We would have only been able to call on like a few people. People might not have felt comfortable sharing. So it turned out to be like a really good idea to keep it small, and I would suggest you do the same thing if you decide to do it with your friends. So it was really cool, and I'm happy that we did it, and we're going to do it again. We're going to try to hit the first week or so of in bulk. We have to get everybody's schedules aligned for it so that we can all participate. And the next phase, so the first phase was envision your life, and the second phase is going to be taking inspired action. So that's going to be the theme of the next one. So once you have your vision, then how do you motivate yourself to take inspired action? And that's what we'll look at next time. So I'm excited. Okay, very cool. I'm glad I got to share that with you. Let me see. So why did really cheap property at Niagara Falls come across my FYP? I hear there are some major issues though. Oh yeah, Niagara Falls is freaking beautiful, but eventually that shit's gonna be all underwater probably. It's like eroding constantly. It's so amazing. Also the weather, they're in the Great Lakes region, so it's the snowiest. Buffalo, which is right near there, is the snowiest city in the whole world. Like they get more snow than any place in the whole world, which I was shocked by, but apparently in terms of cities, like developed cities. So you got to prepare for snow, but I grew up in that, so I'm used to it. But all right, let's go ahead and check out what we need to focus on today. And if there's anybody who would like a personal reading, please consider supporting me today. I definitely need income. If you attend my lives and you see how few readings I've been getting lately, you know how little money I'm getting, because the readings that I get are one of my only sources of income. People haven't been booking on my site, and they weren't booking even when I had lower prices. So I just think, you know, everybody's kind of struggling. So if you can't afford a $33 reading, consider supporting me with a subscription, which will channel. It would cover my rent each month. So actually almost, not quite, because TikTok takes half. So all right, everybody, the Canada side is doing well, but our side is destitute. Why am I not surprised? So I don't know what's going on with my views. I don't know what's going on with my followers. Basically, I'm gaining, last week I gained 26 followers and I'm down 60. I'm not in the habit of unfollowing people, so I find it highly unlikely that 60 people decided to unfollow my account this week, and I don't know if TikTok is like, you know, dropping followers who are inactive. I don't know what's going on, but it's very discouraging. I feel like Sisyphus, you know, like rolling the stone up the hill and then it just rolls right back down. So the best ways to help my channel grow: liking, as you're doing right now, sharing the lives, big one. That's a big one to get new people to see it. Gifting probably does help, I would guess, because if I receive gifts, then TikTok benefits from that. So that's another way to probably keep my live in the FYP. As far as my videos go, if you're not seeing it in my FYP, go check and look and see if it's there. Like it, save it, share it, repost it. Those are the ways to help me the most. Without those actions, I would guess my account is just going to keep dwindling. And I'll notice like a lot of people view and probably about 1% like. So, you know, just like people's stuff. It doesn't really fuck with your FYP very much. I've found out, because I like everything, because I know that creators need us to do that. So just like it anyway. And the I guess saving is really a big one. And then when you follow me, so if you're not following me right now, when you follow my account, that's another way that boosts my live and everybody know. And what do we need to look at? All that glitters today. All that glitters is not gold. So let's take a look at it. Oh, and I'm sorry, I did not post the YouTube from last night into the FYP. I was like salty in the beginning about not, like, people not paying for anything anymore, and I was just like, I don't want to put that energy out there. So I apologize if I offended anybody last night, being like, you need to pay creators, otherwise we can't stick around. I mean, it's true, but so I will, most likely I will be putting this one in the FYP. I want everybody to know about how the retreat went and everything. So All That Glitters says, a need to see beyond the superficial, the desire to don a mask or dress up, or dress something up to disguise its true nature, trying to be something you're not, chasing after every sparkly new thing, or being mercurial. It's only human to want to adorn oneself in trinkets and paint a pretty picture of oneself. It's natural to want to acquire the trappings of status, or to deny them as a statement of rebellion. But if it sparkles, is it better? Whether it's a fast car, a big house, a title or position, the stamp of authority, or the sparkling of diamonds, these icons let you know something about a person, place, or thing. Or do they? The truth is that people seek to acquire things because of what they will do for them and how they symbolically will elevate them and make them more attractive. This card signals that it's time to see beyond the adornments and probe underneath the surface. Learn to recognize the masks people wear and the motives underlying them. Imagine that all that glitters is gone. Would you still desire the object or person? The relationship message is sometimes we try to become something we're not to impress others. We embellish a story a bit, adding some dramatic elements to make us more appealing. The real person becomes hidden behind the sparkle and shine. Then there are times when we don't see the true value of someone else because he or she may not have the glitz and glamour that seems so desirable. Now is the time to look past the surface, beyond the mask, to the essence of a person. Who that person is, not what he or she has or can give you, is important. See beyond the glitter and look for the inner glow. Use the eyes in your heart. Let go of artifice and let what is authentic shine. The prosperity message is sometimes an opportunity looks so good that it glitters like gold and you just can't resist it, especially when it appears others are doing so well and have hit the mother lode. During the American gold rush, everyone hurried west to find their fortune, and then deserted entire towns after the mining depleted the gold veins in the earth. So too can you deplete yourself as you chase after the latest shiny thing that has caught your eye. There is a mercurial quality to your present circumstances. Pay no attention to those who chase after fool's gold. Resist the temptation to be jealous of others. What they have achieved may not be the true success you seek, so don't compare yourself to them. You see only the surface right now, only the sparkle. Be assured that you will experience your own shining moment if you stick to what you know. All that glitters may not be gold for you. Wisdom. All right, so I want to explore this tonight in terms of a person because I feel like the relationship message is sticking out to me. The two masks here, wearing a mask. And so let's talk about who is wearing a mask and why. So who is wearing a mask? Yes, super great message. Thank you so much. I'm actually so grateful to you, Nicole, for being here tonight and being a great moderator. Thank you. All right, so all that glitters. All that glitters. Well, that's not who's the mask, but tell me who's wearing the mask. I can see what they're offering, but who's wearing the mask? Who's wearing the mask? This reading is funny. Okay. Who's wearing the mask? Gotta be kidding me. Okay. So there's two masks there. You both might be wearing a mask because the deck's not really giving me one single person. Okay. Okay, here we go. So the first thing that came up is something that glitters. The Ace of Pentacles, the offer, that tantalizing offer. So perhaps the mask that is being worn is by the person who you're thinking is going to make you some kind of an offer. And the thing that's glittering but isn't really golden is the offer that you're thinking is going to be made, something like that. What it entails has to do with the Ten of Cups, which is spiritual fulfillment. So you might be looking for this physical material offer, and what's really not showing is that there is this feeling, this spiritual feeling that you're seeking, and it's not going to come from a physical material offer. That's not where you're going to get this. Where you get this is from within. You get this from your connection with the divine. You get this from knowing the why you want this offer, not from the offer itself. Hey Carissa and Jindy, welcome. So that's the glittering that's going on. And then I was saying, who is it? Who is it? And it's really just giving me this Four of Wands, which is this union, commitment, and it represents usually twin flame dynamics. So this person that you have assigned this label of the twin is likely the mask wearer. And that's kind of being supported by the fact that this person's not talking. They're not saying anything. So there's two possibilities here. The first possibility is the person you think is your twin, it's not, all that glitters is not gold. It's not, that's not where it's at. That's not where you're going to get this feeling. And the reason why there's no communication, complete silence in regards to union, celebration, manifestation, coming together is because there's no actual real intention of that. This person doesn't have a real intention of that. So that's why you're not hearing anything. The other interpretation of it is that your person that is who you consider to be that twin flame or soulmate energy or whatever, does want to make some kind of an offer, but the mask that they're wearing is the one where they appear cold and detached and silent and unavailable. And what it looks like is, like they don't care, but what they're really doing is they're really healing these issues that they're having with commitment. So you kind of have to figure out where you are in regards to that energy. So if they're not saying a whole lot, it might be the mask that they're wearing in order to protect themselves while they are healing their fear of commitment. And then the final card that's coming up is the Queen of Swords. And so this is somebody that's on guard. They are a bit defensive, but they're discerning. They can see very clearly. And the Queen of Swords is not likely wearing a mask, because she's likely, cutting away anything that hides the true person from her. And this is coming out with the Wheel of Fortune, which is all about timing and changing things and, cycles, turning, the wheel turning, going round and round in cycles. So Divine Feminine is protecting herself from any messes that might happen if she continues to go around and around and around with the person who's wearing a mask and not communicating, or going after something, being very clear and discerning and seeing, wow, that, seemed to be gold, but it's not. It's just glittering, but it's like really fool's gold or something like that is coming out. I want more. What deck should I use? You know what? I'm gonna grab my OG, my very first original tarot deck, which I think is 17 years old now. It's almost considered an adult. Let's see. All right. What do you have to say? This deck can sometimes freak me out because it's so very accurate. It's just, I'm very bonded with this deck. All right, there's work being done. The Eight of Pentacles, there's work being done. So the Ace of Pentacles, this is clarifying the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. This issue of, trying to get something in the physical to make you feel the way you want to feel, you're working on this. And so is the person that you're focused on. They are working on, creating some physical manifestation of this feeling that they have. But you're working on not needing a physical manifestation and focusing more on the essence of what you desire. Because once you are masterful about giving yourself the feelings you desire, that pentacle, it doesn't matter if it glitters or not, because you don't necessarily need it to feel good or secure, or it's like nice if you get it, but you're not feeling lack without it. And that's something that's really important. So you're working on it. You're both working on it. You're working on the masks that you're wearing. You're working on needing physical manifestations of things. What else is happening? Clarify this Four of Wands and the Four of Swords for me, please. Tower in reverse. Okay, so there's definitely, it's very, very difficult for you to let go of this person that you're associating with the twin flame dynamic. There's healing that's going on in regards to this, but it is not easy or straightforward. You're resisting this, you keep being put in really uncomfortable position rather than listen to your higher self and stop focusing on that person or that relationship. You're still continuing to hold on. It could also represent that the other person is still not stable enough to come forward and offer commitment, and that's what the healing and the pause is about. Or it can be about them resisting releasing a past commitment that they have to children, family, contract, something like that. But there's resistance happening. Tell me about the Queen of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, please. Okay, so it's not going to last forever. That Four of Swords upright is now coming out in reverse. So, where you're going, the direction that you're headed in here, is that you are going to hear some kind of communication. The silence is going to be broken. This person is going to finish healing. There is going to be a resurrection of some kind. And it's just coming in time. And you are having to, keep your wits about you. Focus on being independent. Create a strategy for your life and what you want to do. But just know that there is going to be some communication, and you're going to hear what is best, or you're going to know what to do, because you're going to have spent a lot of time thinking, because you've had a lot of time to think. And so when it comes in, it's not going to blindside you. You're not going to fall for any fool's gold, because the Queen of Swords can't be fooled. She's not going to be fooled. Her emotions don't command her. So I really think that you don't have to worry about not being able to see if something isn't genuine or in your best interest. All right, let me hit some of these comments here. I'm so sad. The past few weeks have been awful. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I know Alexis was having a really hard time too, and I feel so bad because last night my son called and he was having a really bad night, and so I had to stop the live and just listen to what his needs were. And when I came back, Alexis wasn't there, and she was also having a really hard time. So I think it's just a bit challenging right now for some of us. And I feel like I had a few weeks of awful, and then things started to kind of turn around. So you might just be lagging just a little bit, and things are going to start picking up for you. But I'm sorry to hear that. I know how hard it is when you just really want something to give. Like I said today, I was talking to my friend and my Tuned In Tarot team member, Ash. I was talking to her about, just what I'm focusing on, and I was saying right now I have a lot of things that I feel like I need to figure out, but I keep coming back to my 12 days of Christmas wish ritual, where I made 13 wishes, 12 of them, I burned one each day. I have faith that those things are going to come to pass, and the only thing I was asked to focus on was the 13th wish, which was I love my body and can finally see how beautiful I am. And when I'm like, yeah, but I need to find income, and I need to find a house, and I need to find this, and I need to figure this out, I'm like, no, you do not need to do that. You need to love your body right now, because I'm having chronic pain. I'm having negative, health symptoms. Financially, I'm in no position to go to and seek out medical care. So everything that I'm doing, I really have to do holistically and on my own at this time until my financial situation changes. And it's hard for me to not try to control these things that aren't in my control, and simply focus on what I can control, like making sure I'm drinking enough water, making sure that I'm getting meals that are not going to cause pain and that are supportive, etc. Avoiding sugar, which I'm really trying to do because of the level of inflammation I'm experiencing. So when I was talking to her today, I was like, all these different areas of my life are out of whack. And I was like, why can't it just be 3 things? Why is it everything that's not right? I can't do that, and I can't do that, and this doesn't work, and I don't have that, and I don't have that, and I don't have a relationship, and I don't have a place to live, and I don't have abundance, and I don't have this, and why is it that it's just everything instead of just 3 major things? We were laughing about that. I had to move back home again and broke up with my best friend. Hard to be distant and focus on me. Oh, that's hard. You got this, being thankful for what we have. And yes, water. So I'm also living at home again. I've been here for a few months. It's not easy, but it can be, because there's some inner child stuff that still needs to be worked out. At least that's what my experience has been since I've moved home. So I'm thinking perhaps that there might be similar things, and you can look at it as a really good opportunity to work on the wounds that are kind of holding you back right now, because I'm pretty sure that's what I just spent the last 6 months doing. And while I may not yet have seen a change in my circumstances financially, I'm starting to see these little things percolating. Like the music stuff, doing the 30-day challenge. First of all, it just feels really good to do it. I'm enjoying myself. I had a really hard time finding joy in music for a while, so it's pretty special that when I went and started working on my track today, which I honestly was kind of reluctant to do because it's late and I wanted to go live, and I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with the track. But as soon as I started doing it, I was thinking, I wish I had more time, because I would like to actually spend some time going through these sounds. And I'm just going to lay this grid out right now, and I'm just going to do this. But I actually felt this feeling of like, I want more time. And I was thinking, well, you have tomorrow off, you can do that tomorrow. And that is not a thing that I've been feeling with music. So that's a really good sign. Also, a really good sign is that last weekend I received yet another email from this tour company that really, really wants me to tour with them. And, again, if I let my logic do overtime, I'm like, well, I don't know how I'm going to afford that. And I don't know if I can, not work it while I'm doing that. And and just being like, okay, you started working on music, you have this opportunity to go play music live. What's the problem here? I don't see the problem here. All you have to do is allow these things to come through. And then another thing is like a weird Mercury in retrograde, like a person from 7 years ago, who I really enjoyed his company. I had a good time, if you know what I'm saying. Like maybe the best time in some ways. Like just picture the eggplant emoji right now. Okay. And that person has just suddenly resurfaced and called me. And I haven't had like a potential romantic interest call me in a long time. So, just that happening, somebody coming back, somebody reconnecting, somebody fun, somebody who's like, come and see me in DC for a weekend, and me being like, abso-fucking-lutely, I haven't been out of the house 6 months. I got a fucking Jeep that cost me $1 million a month to drive, and you bet your ass I'm gonna drive down there. I might not like eggplant parmesan, but I'm down for it. Like, I'm ready for that. So that's kind of fun and cool. And I mean, I don't know if it's anything more than just fun and cool, but it's still way more like fun and cool than I've had in a while in that department. So 5:55 as I'm saying this. So what we're seeing is this temporary discomfort, and it's a halfway point. It's like once you get through this discomfort, those little things are going to start to show themselves, and you're going to start feeling better and better and better, and then better and better opportunities are going to come along. Like maybe this one tour that's a little funky and I don't know if it's actually going to work out or whatever, maybe that's not the ultimate tour that I'm going to go on. Maybe I'm going to go on an even more significant tour. But if I resist these little things that are coming through, it's not a sign that there's anything wrong outside of the fact that I'm not used to these things. And it's like the universe has to just like trickle in a little bit at a time, because if they opened up the floodgates, I would drown. It's kind of like when people win the lottery but then lose all their money really quickly. Like, I don't want that to happen. So my higher self is like, I know that you need this to trickle in, and you might be asking me for it to come in faster for you. So let me give it to you a little bit at a time. And also, let's see how you handle this. Like, do you go off the deep end thinking constantly about this person from the past? Or do you just like, accept the tree and kind of keep focusing on your shit, which is what I've been doing. So just hang in there, hanged man style, and just work on having gratitude for what's going well, even that's really hard, even if the only thing that's going well is you just super love your bed and you super love how cozy your blankets are, and you love to be able to hop on TikTok when you can and get readings when you can, Believe me, I've been wanting to be back in my own apartment since I left my apartment in May, and I know exactly how that feels so much. So I get you. I get it. All right. If there's anybody who would like a $33 reading, you can click the link in my profile. There is Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. If you just want to send a donation, however small or large, you can also do that as well. If you would like a 2-card reading today and anytime I see you live, as long as you have a subscriber badge, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel today, and I will go ahead and do your 2-card readings. And for those of you who are wanting your 2-card reading today, you can go ahead and ask me the question you want answered in the comments. If you have no question, you can just say general. I had to think about that there for a minute. All right, we're actually gonna use my old school deck. It's funny how this deck feels. It doesn't feel like any of my other decks. It was the only deck that I had with me. I think I had like only a handful of decks when I traveled across the country, and I would read with it and I was just like, oh my god, it's so accurate. Jindy, yes please, and I hope it doesn't say let it go again. All right girl, let's see. And then Gina, I got you next, and then Carissa, I see her next. All right, Jindy, give her something better than let it go again. She already knows. She knows. Well, the universe did exactly what I said. Look at you, got the 10 of Cups, which we already saw in today's reading. Right there. So look, you're definitely part of the collective there. And then it came out with the Hanged Man in reverse, which I just referenced, and the 5 of Wands in reverse. So it looks like something is unblocking, like something that is stuck or not moving is unblocking, is no longer keeping you stuck in the same place. I think you're focused on what makes you feel good, the essence, like we've talked about. The really cool thing about having subscribers over the last month has been that, like, when you come here and you get these readings, we can see your progress, number one. Number two, you're consistently getting messages that you need. It's like a reminder every day, and it's I can see that it really is working for y'all. So that's cool. And even when you have like funky stuff going on, there's still this ability to like have a different perspective on it, which is also what the Hanged Man energy is about. So I'm really valuing that. Also, the Hanged Man in reverse is like not letting it. It's like you're not holding on anymore, right? You were hanging upside down, and you sort of like let go so you can get up and go walk around. So that's kind of an interesting thing. So either you have let go, or you're just not chewing on it anymore. It's not like stuck in your craw, and you're like really able to focus on what really makes you happy. Hello, you're very busy tonight. Did you get your dinner? Are you happy? Okay. I left the door open, so she is like excited to be able to like come and go as she pleases with her independent husky nature. All right, my dear, that was good energy for you. Let's go ahead now and take a look at Gina's cards. And hello, Lisa, welcome. And Gina had just a general message, and then Carissa had a general message. If you're just joining us and you would like 2 cards, please subscribe to the channel, and you will get 2 cards tonight, and then anytime that you catch me live and you have a badge by your name, an active membership or subscription, I will go ahead and read 2 cards for you. You can also get 2 cards read if you're a member on my website. Just let me know in the comments that you are, because I won't always know your TikTok handle. But I pity the fool who says they're a member and aren't. Karma is a bitch. That's all I have to say to that. Especially when it's like accelerated by the Archangel Michael and my spirit guides who are Italian. Like, are you kidding me? So make sure you have a membership if you say you have one. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's see. This is for Gina. Oh my gosh. Look at this, 8 of Wands and the 10 of Cups coming out again. So, you know, that's the third time we're seeing the 10 of Cups in this collective. That's just a really good indication that the people that are here are in the right place. And that we are rushing, and at least Gina is rushing, kind of moving fast into whatever it is that makes you feel good. This is also expression and communication. So you may be writing affirmations, repeating them, saying them. When you're talking to people, you might be very mindful that you're talking about things that you do want instead of what you don't want. It can be a communication coming from someone else about what would make them happy or what would be fulfilling to them. But ultimately, it's a really positive, uplifted energy. I like it a lot. So, cool beans. And let's get Carissa's reading. If you are a subscriber, just put your question in the comments or put the general if you just want general. And it can be pretty much anything. You're welcome, Gina. Thank you so much for being here and for being a member. I appreciate that. Members on my site, when you pay the $5.55 a month, I get almost the whole amount. So it's a little bit of a sweeter deal for me than the subscription. But the subscriptions here on TikTok do help to keep my channel going. And the more subscribers I have, the better my channel will do. So I do appreciate you all. And some people do both, which is very kind of you. I do have a couple people who are both members and subscribers, and that is extremely helpful to me. So thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome. As a first-time subscriber, Velvet Mirrors, I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Oops, I see that card. Did you see that? I saw the card. There it is. Why are you hiding? That's an interesting thing. That's an interesting thing, Carissa, because the first card out is the Lover's card, which is about, you know, love, but it's also about decisions and choices, making decisions and choices, and about reciprocity too, because of the 6 energy. So getting back what you put into it. And then that 7 of Cups came out, and it was 6 to 7, which is showing me a progression. And what's funny is this was visible but hiding. And so what that makes me think is there are clear opportunities for you to experience love, but you are choosing not to see it. It's there, it's visible, it's right there for you, but you're choosing not to see it. You might be overly focused on some aspect that is still hidden from you, or on somebody who's hiding their emotions or feelings. Like maybe you are just waiting for this person to talk about it, and then there's all these other things that you could, all these other cups that you could potentially receive. So that's a very interesting place to be. This could also be about not knowing exactly how to pursue something that you really love to do. Like you might have, there might be something that you are missing, like you're not seeing clearly the path that will lead you to being very, very fulfilled in the work that you do. Those are some of the messages that are coming forward for those 2 cards together. All right, Velvet Mirrors, I know you're having a hard time. Did you have a specific question you wanted to ask for your 2 cards today? And thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I'm live usually about 6 days a week, unless there is some kind of an event or something like we had this weekend. And actually, I ended up going live yesterday anyway, so I was only gone for 1 night. So most of the time, I am live with y'all. You're welcome, Carissa. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for the likes also. You're definitely helping. And yeah, we're back to 21 subscribers. I was at 23 subscribers and I think maybe a couple people's expired, and so now we're working our way back to 55 is my goal right now. So I'll be excited if I hit 55 this month. That would be really cool. So Velvet Mirrors, did you have a specific question? I'm gonna get a drink of water. I just want to make sure she's... Sometimes if you try to type your question, it doesn't let you post it. I know that happens sometimes, so could be typing your question right now. Oh, I hate this. I got a schmutz on me again. I made myself... I'm back to eating only supportive foods, which for me means no dairy, wheat, soy, or eggs, or refined sugar. So then people are like, well, what do you eat? And it's actually a lot of things I can eat. Most vegan things that don't have soy in them. So I can eat like veganese and vegan butter, and like I even have the freaking caramelized onion vegan dip from Trader Joe's. That shit is so good. And then vegetables, and yes, you should totally ask a specific question tonight, Nicole. Vegetables and meat and fish and stuff. But today I had to make something, and I just like, I didn't know what to make. And we had like a roast chicken last night, so there was leftover roast chicken, and I cut it up and made chicken salad with veganese and apple cider vinegar. And then I put that on top of salad, and it was really good. And I took the first bite and freaking got vegan mayonnaise on me. And I was like, God damn it. That's the problem with being so well endowed. You just wear your freaking meals everywhere. And I'm clumsy. I'm still waiting for Velvet Mirrors there. I don't know if we lost you. Yeah, maybe she's off the live for now. Okay, I'm going to put these cards back, but I'm going to remember that she got the Knight of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. And hopefully we'll be able to read for her when she comes back. But what is your question tonight, Nicole? It was really... Oh, there you are. Velvet Mirrors. That you. Well, I had 2 cards for your question, but did you have a specific question for me tonight? Do you have a specific question? I'm going to remember the 2 cards that came out for you before. I still remember it was the Knight of Cups. That's okay, babes. Just let me know what your question is. And also, Nicole, let me know what your question is, too. Okay. Are you going to reconcile? Okay, so the cards that came out before when I pulled cards for you was the Knight of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. So I saw potentially third-party energy. So I don't know if that's relevant at all. But in terms of reconciling, I just pulled out this Ace of Cups in reverse and the Four of Swords in reverse. So I don't think that James is awakened and healed enough to make you any offer that will even come close to what you would really want to have for yourself. I think that you're probably meant right now to focus on your self-love and healing. And it's, not the happiest message, but I'm going to pull an oracle for you just because I know you're going through it right now, and that's a tough message to get. And remember, when I read these cards, I'm not reading like from the Akashic Records, like the Book of Truth or anything like that. What I'm reading is your energy, your thoughts, and your feelings. So right now, you don't really feel or think that it's possible because you feel that there is unhealed energy here, and there is a need to really love yourself, or for him to love himself much more. So it doesn't mean that you never will. It just means that right now you don't think so. And you would have to shift your mindset to get a different answer. That's how I read, which I'm sure you know. I know, babes. I know. You're saying I hate how much I miss him. As you start to really cultivate that love for yourself and give yourself the time and attention that you were giving to that person, you are going to heal. You're going to heal. Oof. The soulmate card just came out in reverse, so it does make sense that you feel so much of a pull from this situation. But it's the protection message. So I've never pulled this card before, so let me read for you what the protection message is. My gut instinct was that there might be a better option for you out there, but let's see what it says. Yeah, okay. An important relationship brings you to your knees. Like, I can't make this up. This is the kind of soulmate who comes with a powerful gift. Your patterns and all your old stories that don't serve your well-being enter into this dynamic so you can heal them. To help you learn, even if it seems uncomfortable, sticky, or even inconceivable. The question is not, why did he do this to me? But rather, what is the gift in this? Look into this mirror. You will only be changed for the better. I really feel that that's such a powerful message, and I'm seeing you say it's hard to be in your energy and love yourself again. So the thing is, if your love for yourself was truly there to begin with, if there really was a lot of self-love and a lot of worthiness and a lot of security, it is unlikely that you would feel the way you do when someone took their cup away. Because when we have our self-love really firmly in place, when someone takes their cup away who is teaching us a lesson, and we really feel secured attachment, we feel one of two ways. Either we feel rejection is spiritual protection, and if this person is not able to bring me what I can bring myself, then I'm going to deplete my cup by giving it to them. Or we feel this person will return to me when they are healed and when they are ready. Either way, I feel so good by myself. I feel so good alone. I feel so secure. And that's something that comes through time. It comes through identifying all the things that you can do for self and the love you can feel for self. I think it's such a powerful message to get tonight. So I'm blown away by that reading. That was incredible, especially just to get from only a couple of cards. But I know you're hurting. It's not easy. Let yourself feel the emotion. Let yourself feel it all. There is no point in pushing it away. Just, make sure you have a support system, a support network. Come to the lives when you can. If you catch me live, we'll be here for you. If you don't have one in your immediate vicinity, as a subscriber, one of the benefits is that I follow you back and you can DM me. So, I try to answer my DMs as often as I can. And cultivating or calling in somebody that can really be a support for you right now, and having lost everything or lost these people that are important to you is probably important. So you have good friends, okay, but this is a place I do feel safe. Okay, that's good. That's really good. And you're definitely not alone. You think that would apply to you too, Nicole? I feel that. Do you want to ask your question? Yeah, this group is a very tightly knit group. I really would love for us all to get on that Discord channel, because then we can kind of boost each other through the day. And if you don't have Discord, you can get an app for your phone for it. And as a member, you have access to it. or as a subscriber, you have access to it, but not a lot of people have taken advantage of it yet. So there's not a whole lot of stuff going on over there. But once we start using it, it's, you know, it's like a group text place. We can message each other. We can leave memes, links to TikTok videos we like, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, that oracle was really, I mean, true for us all, I think. And I can tell that I'm actually in a place where I can accept that message and feel it without being without grieving. So you will get there. Like, you'll definitely get there. I'm in a good place in regards to my situation with my person. Like, it doesn't hurt. You know, it baffles me, confuses me sometimes, just like, why, man, why? But most of the time I'm just amused. I'm just like, okay, we're doing this again? Okay, well, I'm not doing that, but you can do that if you want to do that. Something about my progress on the twin flame or soulmate journey. Okay, let's get Nicole's cards. The first one came out quick, but this one is not wanting to come out, so somebody is not wanting to talk here, especially because I saw the communication before and put it back in the deck, so I wasn't like paying attention to who I was shuffling for. Okay, so what's going on right now is the Five of Wands, which is a feeling of being stuck, stagnant, paused, destabilized. That Four of Wands, that twin flame like card, is destabilized by the Ace of Wands coming in. So there is some kind of a desire here that is preventing stability and a healthy foundation in relationships. And the next card that is coming up is the High Priestess in reverse, which is associated with twin flames because of the white and black pillar that are in the card. And when we see it in reverse, there's this deep inner knowing and not trusting the self. Now, one of the things I associate this card with is karmic energy. Cleaning up karmic mess is something that can be associated with the Five of Wands. And so there could be this sense that you are not really tuning into your deep knowing, which is showing you that the situation that seemed like a twin flame situation was really, like you said, that soulmate card meant to teach you a lesson, which is what karmic means. And remember, karmic lessons can be painful lessons. They can be really good lessons. You know, like I've had people who were definitely here to teach me a lesson that taught me things I couldn't learn from my person because my person and I don't have communication. We've never had an actual physical relationship. So without the people who have come into my life to teach me the things I couldn't learn with my person, I wouldn't have learned it. So it's not always bad things we learn. Sometimes it's really good things we learn. But I'm seeing that right now you don't really trust that this person is truly your soulmate. There is a feeling for you that you are maybe just learning a lesson, pretty much confirmed by that soulmate card that you said you thought might be for you. So I do think that you should trust your intuition right now and accept the potential that the person you're focused on is not meant for you right now. I've gone through many phases with my person. Phases when I'm sure that they are my twin. Phases when I have doubt that they're just a karmic. Phases where I'm sure now I'm doubting, now I'm sure, now I'm doubting. That is part of the twin flame journey. It does not mean the person that you're focused on is your twin. It just means that when you yourself are on the journey of self-love, unconditional love, healing yourself so that you can help heal others through learning about love, you are going to go through many periods of, doubt and many periods where you feel that it's true. And that's just part of learning how to trust your intuition and how to accept that what is meant for you makes you feel good. When it's not meant for you, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't. There's no way that it feels good if it's not meant for you. Like it might be like, it's not going to feel, if it's meant for you, it's not going to feel horrible. It's not going to feel awful. It's going to feel good if it is meant for you, is what I'm trying to say. I think I said that backwards. Yes, the back and forth, it's meant to challenge you to make a choice, because I think that's the secret of the twin flame journey. It's a choice. people say, there's so many people who get on their TikTok platforms and say, oh, you don't have a choice and this person is you and all that stuff. But I also think that's the noise that you're supposed to just kind of wade through, because in truth, the meaning of the journey is the High Priestess card. It is knowing and trusting yourself and no one else, not even me. Like if I say, well, I don't think that this is really like it is, but you feel differently and you know differently, then you trust yourself over me. Like I'm on my own journey. And I, just like I said, I go through periods of I'm sure and I doubt and I'm sure and I doubt. I would say right now I'm sure that I'm on the right path, but I doubt that the person that I've been focused on for a long time is the person I'm supposed to be with, primarily because they do not make me feel good. And I just don't believe that my higher self would want me to be with somebody who doesn't make me feel good. And I've started to become less naive about, oh, this person is gonna, change or something, because that isn't unconditional love. That's conditions. Like I have conditions in order for them to make me feel good. And if they don't meet my conditions, then they're not my twin. That's not really how it works. But I have conditions for which you can be at my table and which I will give you love and affection now. And I didn't used to have those conditions. I used to just give love and affection to people who didn't deserve to have that. Not because we don't deserve love, but because you don't deserve my energy if you don't give back my energy. Like always my love. You all get my love. All of you on the planet, you get my love. Like I try to be loving as much as possible to everybody. But only certain people deserve to be at my table. Like, maybe you're in the same banquet as me, but you're not sitting at my table, and it's just about energy exchange, and that's all. So it's meant to be challenging. If it were supposed to be easy, then it wouldn't be a select group of people that choose that journey, right? And by select group of people, I don't mean to feed the ego and be like, oh, we're special, but it's just more like certain people want to be, be teachers when they grow up. Certain people want to be healers when they grow up. Certain people want to do this when they grow up, and certain people wanted to go on the twin flame journey because they're batshit crazy. Hi, Caudry. Do you want your 2 cards, babes? I hope Alexis comes back. I've got to absolutely text her back. Emerald, I would love to read for you. If you subscribe to my channel, I read 2 cards for you tonight and then anytime you catch me live, which is about 6 days a week I appear live. So you basically can have a daily reader if you end up subscribing to my channel. I do have time, Caudry. Do you have a specific question? And thank you for the 11.3K likes. Somebody's thumb is probably sore from that because there were not very many people in the room. So I appreciate that so much. You like what I was just saying? I'm sure it probably resonated for those in my collective 100%. Just a general for you? All right, let's see. You get the OG Rider Smith-Waite Tarot here. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. It's funny that you said you liked what I was just saying because she's back. The High Priestess came back, only she's upright now. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So slow-moving, perfectionism, solid, stable, reliable, breadcrumbing, all those different things associated with the Knight of Pentacles. A reversal on the Knight of Pentacles can mean somebody is finally picking up the speed. It can also mean that somebody you thought was solid and reliable, when you really feel into it, you realize this person isn't really solid and reliable at all. The only thing I can rely on my person to do is, disappoint me. That's the only thing my person has consistently shown me in the last few years. I can build you up and then I can let you down. And I think it's so funny because I'm sure that's what he believes about himself, right? I think he believes that he's going to disappoint me. So he's like, I know how to believe that's true. I'll keep this. I don't seek validation from that person anymore. So the disappointment doesn't happen. Like, if nothing happens, I'm like, okay. So now I'm not disappointed by them, because I don't have my expectations into such a place where this person is going to be able to fall through this time, this person's going to be able to follow through this time, this person's going to be able to follow this time, it's going to be this time, it's going to be this time. What I do instead is I'm like, you know, if this person ever follows through, that'd be great. But if they don't, I'm not going to be disappointed, because every time that person misses the boat with me is an opportunity for someone who can step up and fulfill my needs in ways that I'm asking for, and allow me to help them in ways that I hope a partner will allow me to help them. Every time my person misses an opportunity and disappoints me is actually an opportunity for someone to show me that I don't have to be disappointed in love. So maybe my person at some point will stop believing that he's a disappointing person. And if he stops believing that, maybe the time that it seems like he's actually going to communicate and come forward, he'll actually do it. And then he'll prove to himself, I'm not disappointing. And then I'll be like, wow, he didn't disappoint me. But he is solid, stable, and reliably disappointing. And he's got a lot of the same patterns I can count on. I can count on certain patterns. If he has a sense that there's someone else in my, like if there's someone else that I might be looking at or considering, he'll post something with an old person from his past to like try to get a rise out of me. Or he'll indicate, like that he can't trust me or something like that. And I'm like, this is so weird. Like, and that used to be really upsetting to me. And now I'm just like, it is super weird that you would have any parameters for me, that you would be like, you need to stay faithful to me, or I can't trust that you're not going to go somewhere. Now I just look at it as super weird. I used to be like really hurt, wounded, and now I'm just like, you're weird. Like, what would make you think that, like, I would have to be faithful to you? Like, you've never said anything to me. That's super weird, babe. So I think as you start to embrace that, when you really take stock of what your person brings you, and you compare it to what you feel and what you know you're worthy of, and you look at what they're really consistently and reliably doing, and there's not much there, you start to realize that the only thing you can really count on, the only person that you can truly, really trust at the end of the day is really yourself. To trust yourself to make the right decisions for you, and to trust yourself to be, look who turned my lights off. Did y'all see when that happened? Sometimes when I talk about my person, they go right off. Not a coincidence, I don't think. But trusting that you can make the right choices, that you're going to survive no matter what happens. And that's really what state I'm in. It's like, well, I can count on this person to be disappointed, but I can count on myself not to be pulled back into it, not to be attached to the outcome, not to be crushed or hurt or wounded when that person doesn't show up for me. So those are all things I think to keep in mind tonight. So thank you so very much for being here. Is there anybody else who is subscribing to the channel or who would like to subscribe to the channel tonight to get their 2 cards? I'm glad, Kadri. I think we're on the right track. The High Priestess is showing me that we kind of know we are. So I'm glad that's where you're at. So last call. Anybody else who would like to have more insight? You either have to subscribe to the channel, or you can book a $33 reading at the link in my profile, Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. You're so welcome, Kadri. Thank you for being here. I'm going to pull some final closing cards if there's no one else who would like a reading. This reading that I just did will be available on YouTube later this evening. And if you didn't catch the whole thing, I recommend going back and seeing the collective reading I did at the beginning, and also hearing about how the 24-hour virtual guided retreat went, and how you can access it yourself for only $33 so that you can go ahead and do the retreat on your own or with a group of your friends, which I highly recommend doing because it was fucking awesome. We're going to do it every month. Okay, 2 cards coming out. All right. So the closing energy, the first thing that came out is orphaned. So this is that feeling of wanting to belong so desperately. It's number 5. It's 5 of Pentacles energy, being left out in the cold, a sense of loss, an identity crisis, recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. As you shift and evolve and commit to your own growth, you long for support but may be disappointed and hurt by others who are not providing what you feel you deserve. It's almost like the universe hears me and gives me the cards that will help close the reading out for us. Perhaps you're drifting away from this relationship because you're in a different stage of personal growth. Perhaps you are in a new relationship and discovering that you don't share the same values and beliefs, so you feel left out, unable to get to that intimate place of safety and belonging. Take heart, as Spirit knows you and loves you and will steer you in the direction of those who accept you as you are without artifice or agenda. Don't compromise yourself to belong. It won't be worth the price. Okay, so I think that was just really reinforcing what we were just talking about, and it's also coming out with this card of building blocks, the protection message. So let's look at these 2 together. This is number 28. I've never gotten this card before. I like when I get a new card. The protection message of building blocks is, now is the time to address the cracks in the foundations of your life. Perhaps your values have changed and it is time to strengthen your convictions and let go of the things that no longer serve the vision you have for your life. Or perhaps you chose to ignore the signs that a situation or agreement you have entered into is not right for you. Remove the rotten pieces and reinforce your core moral strength and integrity. Now is the time for rigorous honesty, for you are called to renovate and upgrade your consciousness. You will be so happy when you do. Spirit has a spectacular blueprint for your life, far beyond your imagination. Don't be afraid to replace what's solid, which is interesting because that Knight of Pentacles seems solid, right? Don't be afraid to replace that. A lot of times we hold on to somebody because we're like, but no one else is going to be this, you know, is going to feel this solid, is going to feel like this much a rock of my life as this person does. But if somebody that's a solid pain in the ass is it's like not really a reason to keep them around. You know, it's just like, okay. And I love my person so much. Like when I see my person, I think that my person is cute and he's you know, he's got these redeeming qualities, and like I see the potential for him to just be fantastic and to be somebody who isn't disappointing. I believe he's perfectly capable. I think that is probably why it's been so disappointing in the past, because I know his capability. I know what he can do. I know what he can achieve. And if I just said everything I just said about myself, you could find like that mirror, right? I know what I can achieve. I know my capability, which is what makes it disappointing when I don't step up and fulfill my my mission. When I don't believe in myself, believe in my music, believe in what I can do. It's so disappointing when I do that. And so whatever I can say about my person, I can say about myself. That's almost always true in a twin flame dynamic. And I wish my person well. I wish my person the best. I really have good feelings for my person. I'm not in a place anymore where I feel resentment or anger. I definitely feel impatient with him, and not just in terms of how long it's taken, but like the way you feel impatient with a child who's annoying you, where it makes me crazy, you know. And there are times when I look at him and I think to myself, like, how did I think that, you know, this was the right path for me when this person is so far is diverging so far from being somebody who could really show up for me and be in my life, I'll think that. But ultimately, if my person called me or came back and, said, hey, I feel really bad for how I acted and it was stupid and I want to change and I hope you can forgive me, I would always forgive that person. I would forgive him and I'd be like, okay, you can try again, that's all right. And if I was in another connection, I would be like, thank you so much for coming back to me and telling me this. I have really needed to hear that, and I'm sad because it's coming too late now for me to be able to really do anything about it. But I have found somebody who I just think is the bee's knees, and they didn't ever drop the ball with me, and they never put me in the position you put me in, and I just, I think maybe you were meant to teach me a lesson, and I learned it. And he's kind of on the clock right now. It's like, okay, well, the clock's ticking and I'm getting brighter and more vibrant and more passionate and more focused and fulfilling my needs even better, and I'm looking better and I'm feeling better, and the chances that I'm not going to run into somebody who can see it and feel it and wants it and knows how to please it, it's getting slimmer and slimmer and slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. And so yeah, eventually we will hit that point where I can forgive and give love and be unconditional, but we'll be like, but I can't go with you anymore. And it's a bummer because I thought we would, but I'm also perfectly fine with how this worked out because my life is amazing and I did that myself without you, and that's what I learned to do. So just think about your journey that same way, And thank you all for being here tonight. I appreciate it. I will see you on Wednesday. Remember, Tuesday's my day off, so if you book a reading or send a message and I don't hit you right back, I usually try to do it on Wednesday morning first thing. And I will be doing a live. I've been doing them sometime in the late afternoon, early evening, so between like 4 and 9 p.m. sometime in there is when I've typically been doing the lives. And I will also be posting Tell Me Everything and relationship type messages on my Tuned In Tarot account. And I'm slowly, gradually going to be phasing tarot off of Pearl's Prayers because Pearl's Prayers was originally meant for music. And I'll be doing more and more music related content over here on Pearl's Prayers. But until I can go live on Tuned In Tarot, which I need 1,000 followers to do, I will be continuing to do my readings over here. And so I will continue to, look at that. No! I'm glad you can see this happening because this bitch, who, whatever it is that turns my lights on, fucking all night long, and then switches it to the crazy ass pattern that's strobe lights, and I will wake up and I'm literally shouting fucking stop it. I get so annoyed. I've done cleansing, I've done everything. It's not it doesn't have a bad, it doesn't feel like a bad energy. It just feels like an annoying one. Oh, I'm so happy, Velvet Mirrors, that I could give you something. I know I wish I could give you much more, and I'm glad it did help you. You stay grounded too. Don't hesitate to hop in my DMs. I'm going to go make sure I'm following you right after I log off. I have to go into the subscription thing and then follow you back if I'm not, so that you can DM me. But then feel free if you need to. I'm there. And yeah, we should start asking it questions. That is something I won't do, just in case it is a mischievous, trickstery kind of, demonic energy, because sometimes they play trying to get you to interact, and then as soon as you start feeding them energy, they start to get a little out of control. So I definitely haven't done that. Part of me thinks it's my person's astral bullshit, because my person is pretty skilled in that. And it seems to be it does kind of coincide sometimes when I'm talking shit, so I don't know. Could just be me. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Oh, what was I going to say? I feel like there was something else I was going to say. It's gone now, but yes, make sure you're following Tuned In Tarot, because I am doing Tell Me Everything Spreads over there. So if you've been missing them, you can catch them over there. God, my views are trash. I don't know what it is. I'm just gonna let it, like a water off a duck's back. All right, everybody, I'm about to sneeze. Take care, and I will see you Wednesday. Bye.